Hey guys, today as I am filming this video, it is Saturday, July 13th, 2019, and for this video today, I will be diving into a new topic area that I have never covered before in my channel's almost 4-year-old history. And what I'm going to be talking about today is basketball. And I have never done a basketball video before. So, before I get into the topic, I will quickly, I know I've got it in the name title of my video, of course, but for this video today, I will be doing an NBA uniform rant, because there's some things about the NBA's uniforms that just drive me crazy. And it's something that I've wanted to do a rant video about for quite a while now. And I figured, why not do a video now? Because I think this is an interesting topic, and I've honestly wanted to do this video for quite a while. So here's the thing. With basketball, for anybody curious, and to any of you who are basketball fans who are viewers of this channel of mine, I'm probably not going to be doing too many basketball videos anytime soon, and the reason for that is because not only am I way behind on what I cover already, overall, but truth is, on top of that, now in the Nike era of the NBA, there's so many uniform changes all the time that it is hard for me to have the time to keep track of all of it. And unlike the National Hockey League, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, teams don't just you don't just get an odd change now and then. Like in the NHL and the NFL's cases, it's, you know, you get a new alternate from a team usually every 2 or 3 years, and then in that time you'll have teams change home and away uniforms. But in the NBA, you get changes all the time. Every team basically gets some type of new uniform every year, at least one. And, I mean, in the future, if I get caught up enough, could I do more focus on NBA uniform changes? Possibly, but in the short term, you're probably not going to see many basketball videos from me, and this is probably the only one you're going to see from myself anytime soon, to be honest. But I thought I'd mention that here too. I mean, I'm actually really happy to be doing a first ever NBA video, but I gotta say that, you know, don't expect too many, because I've already got so much to catch up on. But anyways, let's dive into this NBA uniform rant that I really want to talk about. And here's the thing with me, for me. I do not like the fact that the NBA is now a whole lot like a soccer league where teams have at least one new jersey every year. Like, the consistency is gone. Basically now, teams just wear whatever they want, or whatever Nike wants them to wear, or Nike / the NBA wants them to wear. And it is really, really annoying. Like, now, they don't even have home and away uniform classifications anymore. As of, I believe, 2 years ago, it's now association and icon, instead of home and away. Like, what the hell? That's dumb. And honestly, I really don't like this idea of teams just wear, oh, let's just wear whatever the hell we want. Oh, these guys are going to wear navy blue today. Let's wear purple. Or these guys are going to wear gray, so let's wear a dark gray. Or, oh, these guys are wearing powder blue. Let's wear yellow. And I'm sorry, but a lot of the NBA's uniform matchups, in my opinion, nowadays, or in the past couple of years, are really bad. I mean, do I really want to see, like, for example, the Toronto Raptors in red and the Golden State Warriors in dark gray all the time? No, I do not. I certainly did not care for that during the NBA final. I mean, for one game, I could live with it. But for multiple games, absolutely not. Now, when it comes to uniforms and what teams wear during games, I'm a little bit more traditional minded because I don't like seeing, like, say, navy blue and dark green. I mean, as long as the colors contrast, I mean, color versus color can look decent, but I certainly do not like seeing color versus color all the time. And when I even mentioned this in my relatively recent video where I shared my thoughts on color versus color games. I mean, in faster moving sports like basketball and hockey, I really do not like color versus color. I'm of the mindset that once in a while, color versus color can be really nice. I mean, just look at the 2014 Winter Classic in the NHL between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings. That was a very nice jersey matchup. Even the 2017 Stadium Series game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Black versus gold and yellow. Those were nice jersey matchups. But do I want to see those all the time? Hell no. I mean, if once in a while, if we say we got like a color versus color game, like say the Toronto Raptors in red and the Brooklyn Nets in black, that's a decent looking color versus color matchup once in a while. But do I want to see that every time those two teams play each other? No. God, no. Like, it'd be nice to see the teams actually wear white at home more. Or wear color at home and the away team wear white. Or a lighter color more. You know, say the Lakers are playing on the road against, the Boston Celtics. I don't want to see Kelly green versus purple. And by the way, I am certainly not a fan of the Lakers' new purple jersey because I hate the black side panels. And I might as well do a little mini vent on that real quick because I think that Nike actually did a really nice job with the Lakers' yellow uniform. I love how it's more of a throwback look. But their purple jersey with the black side panels, are you kidding me? That looks terrible. I don't want to see black on a classic Lakers jersey. Or uniform for that matter. I mean, if they want to wear a black alternate uniform once in a while, I've always been a fan of their black alternate that they've brought out now and then. But I certainly don't. I would honestly prefer if the Lakers never wore anything but purple or forum blue and gold ever again. Or purple and yellow, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. But I know that I think they're like the Los Angeles Kings where they've originally called their colors forum blue and gold. Because that's what the Kings called their purple and yellow color scheme that they brought out when they joined the National Hockey League all the way back in 1967. But if the Lakers never did, or if they've never officially called their colors forum blue and gold, feel free to correct me because I'm honestly not sure if they actually do or they just call it purple and yellow or purple and gold. But yeah, you know, these color versus color matchups in the NBA all the time are really bad. A lot of them. Like, I certainly do not want to see, like, say, the Minnesota Timberwolves in navy blue and, say, just trying to think of an example off the top of my head, the Sacramento Kings in purple. Or another matchup, I'm trying to think here off the top of my head, but you know, do I want to see a team like the Oklahoma Thunder, which I know they're called the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I honestly, I'll make a confession, I honestly prefer calling them the Oklahoma Thunder, but I understand why they're called Oklahoma City, but I'm not going to get into that here. But you know, do I want to see the Thunder wearing royal blue against the Mavericks in navy blue? No. In fact, I'm tired of seeing royal blue versus navy blue in baseball. I certainly did not care for that when we saw that in, I believe, the 2016 World Series when the Chicago Cubs defeated the Cleveland Indians. That was just ridiculous. I mean, if one of those teams were wearing like a light blue jersey versus navy blue, like a powder blue versus a navy blue, those colors contrast enough. But the thing I hate about color versus color is faster paced sports such as basketball and hockey, where the players are moving around all the time. I like being able to thoroughly distinguish the teams apart. And I find that when they're running back and forth, the colors get more muddled. In a slower sport such as soccer or baseball, they're barely moving. So when they're wearing color versus color, I don't mind it. In soccer, if one team's wearing navy blue or even royal blue and the other team is wearing red, I don't mind it as much. But you know, I gotta say, I just am really, really, really tired of the NBA's uniform rules now in the Nike era. And this is only really the tip of the iceberg. I've still got more that I want to rant about in this video. But, you know, I gotta say, it's like, and with Nike, I'm really tired of so many new alternate uniforms being unveiled all the time. I mean, truth is, in the Nike era, I have actually seen some decent alternate uniforms. Like, for example, the black and the new light blue Miami Vice-inspired Heat uniforms I've really, really liked. I mean, the black and the lighter turquoise-ish blue one that they're going to wear for next season, I really like them. And you know what? I've also, and actually in the Nike era of NBA uniforms, overall, I'm really impressed that I can actually say this about Nike, but a lot of their home and away uniform redesigns are, as they now say, association and icon, which is dumb. You know what? Some of the uniform changes have been really good. I actually really have liked the little updates that they made to the Toronto Raptors white, red, and black uniforms, their main three. And I actually feel that the Minnesota Timberwolves' new design for being something more modern is actually not bad at all. I actually don't mind it. It's actually got a unique little design to it, and honestly, I gotta confess, I actually am quite impressed. For the modern design style that they went with, I'm actually impressed with what they came up with. Even the Lakers, I love their updated golden yellow uniform. I like how it's more of a retro look to it now, where it's gone more towards the look that they had during the 1980s and the early 1990s. I really like that. I mean, overall, the uniforms that I have seen, like in terms of updating home and away uniforms, or as they call it, association and icon, whatever, some of the Nike redesigns in the NBA have actually given me some hope that maybe Nike might at one point decide to make better uniforms for NFL teams. But as I say that, you know, in the NFL, I feel that Nike's done a terrible job. And don't even get me started on this whole color rash business. I mean, thankfully, it's given some teams some really nice alternate uniforms. And it's been great seeing teams like the Saints and the Giants wearing throwbacks. And I actually have enjoyed seeing some weird new alternate color combinations, like for example the Seattle Seahawks in their action green uniforms. I actually think their jersey is actually quite decent for a once a year alternate because it's so unique and it's got such a modern look to it that I think it works. But do I want to see teams like the Seahawks and the Rams, who I think have actually good color rush jerseys, wearing the same color as their jersey for their pants and everything else? No. It's like, why can't you have contrasting pants? That is something I hate about the color rush. And then a lot of the redesigns in the NFL, like say the Buccaneers, recently the New York Jets, the Tennessee Titans, they just have been, most of their redesigns have been really, really bad, in my opinion. So it's actually really cool that Nike has actually taken over one league's uniforms and they've done an okay job. But although they've actually upgraded some uniforms in the NBA, in my opinion, everything else is terrible. Number one, They now have ads on their jerseys. Ever since the NBA decided to sell themselves out and put ads on their jerseys, I honestly have not watched the NBA as much. I mean, I don't really watch much basketball at all, but, you know, there would be times where if there was no hockey or football on, I would tune in on, say, like a random Wednesday night when I'm not working or something. And during Christmas, I used to always tune in and watch basketball. And ever since they've put ads on their jerseys, I've honestly wanted nothing to do with basketball. I just think it's so sad and just pathetic that a league like the NBA that makes billions and billions of dollars every year, way more than even the National Hockey League, and, you know, they absolutely just wallop the National Hockey League in terms of annual revenues. I know this for a fact. They make way more money, yet they put ads on their jerseys. I mean, all of these sports leagues in general, and not just the NHL, but all of them, they're multi-billion-dollar-a-year leagues in revenues. Are you kidding me? Putting ads on your jerseys, in my opinion, is not only selling out, but it's absolute pure greed. And I've really lost a lot of respect for the NBA because of that. The only reason, to be honest, that I've watched any basketball in the past few months is because of the Toronto Raptors going on their incredible run and thankfully winning the NBA championship and finally giving us Canadians a major professional sports title for the first time since 1993 out of the biggest 3 leagues in North America that have professional sports franchises here in Canada: the NHL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball. So, I mean, I tuned in because I was just so ecstatic to see a Canadian team do so well, and of course I watched the Raptors in the final. I was on that bandwagon and I was proud of it. It was great. And seeing our one and only Canadian team in the NBA win it all was just incredible. I honestly could not be happier right now about that. But you know, those jersey ads are just such a sellout. And honestly, I was livid when the NHL decided to put them on the World Cup of Hockey jerseys from 2016 just as a shoulder patch. I don't give a damn if it's just a shoulder patch. I've even seen Adidas uniforms with the Adidas logo right on the left side of the chest near where the captaincy patches would go, or even on the right side. And to me, I feel like that's been a subtle experiment for future ads in the future. Or future jersey ads in the NHL. I mean, another example, even the 2018 New York Rangers Winter Classic jersey. I hated how every single player had a silhouette of the Rangers Shield logo with the NY initials for New York. It almost reminded me of a test for a jersey ad. Sorry to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but part of me has always wondered if maybe that was a small test to see what an ad or a universal patch for all players on a team would look like. And I mean, to you NBA fans out there who don't follow hockey very much, I mean, sorry to be getting into that, but I'm just talking about it because that's what I really follow. And that's something that I'm more knowledgeable on. But, you know, going back to the NBA, I mean, the ads are a joke. And honestly, I think it's a total sellout. And I think it's so pathetic that they've done that. And not only that, not only did they get rid of the home and away uniform classifications just to go with association and icon, which is downright stupid, but they've got all these other uniforms. They've got a statement uniform, whatever the hell that means. They've got a city uniform. And they've even now got an earned uniform, where if you make the playoffs, congratulations, here's a new alternate uniform that you can wear for a few games next season and make some jersey sales on. Woohoo! And another jersey that your advertisement sponsor can put their stupid ad on. Yay! Not. I mean, it's stupid. And then also on top of that, when some teams do wear a throwback uniform, you could have a team wearing up to 6 uniforms in one season. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's gotten way out of hand. It's like, oh, well, we can all just show up and wear whatever the hell we want. I mean, I've seen NBA games where where it's been red versus orange. That's ugly. I mean, if you're going to do a color versus color game, why not have two contrasting colors like royal blue or navy blue versus red or orange? That's a good contrast. Red versus orange? Are you serious? And by the way, I'm saying I haven't seen it recently, but I've seen it in the past 5 years, by the way, in the NBA. And it was hideous. I think I've even seen a black versus navy blue game, if I'm not mistaken. And you'll get some of these horrible color versus color matchups, like purple versus dark green. I mean, some of them are just bad. And the thing is it's basically, oh, well, we want to wear red today. We've worn 5 straight games wearing red. Well, we want to wear purple today because we haven't worn purple in the month of November. Oh, well, let's do red versus purple. That's ugly, okay? That is an awful color versus color matchup. I mean, do I sound like I'm in a venting mood? Well, yeah, I am in a venting mood talking about the NBA's uniforms because this is just stupid. And then these statement and city uniforms, they've got a system where basically I think the city uniform and the statement uniforms are a similar design but recolored. I think. I could be wrong. I'm not very knowledgeable on this, folks, so please go easy on me because I'm just trying to remember little things that I think I know, but I'm not fully sure. But it's just, I'm just trying to go off with the little bits that I think I can remember correctly from reading from sites like sportslogos.net. But honestly, it's, ironically, I have seen some decent statement and city uniforms in the NBA. I have. I mean, some of them have been okay. And it's ironic that some of these alternate ideas that Nike has created, in my personal opinion, have actually not been too bad. I actually saw, I think it might even be a uniform for next year, or it was worn this year, that the Cleveland Cavaliers had. And I think it was a bit of a throwback to the 1990s where it was white and then the bottom half is like a powder blue and it said Cleveland on the front. It was actually not a bad uniform. Looked like a nice jersey. And some of these alternate ideas are not bad. But I'm going to be honest, did I really want to see the Toronto Raptors win the NBA championship with a jersey that says North on it? Not really. But for me, for anybody wondering, I'm just grateful that they won. So really, for me, it doesn't matter what they're wearing. But if I had my way, I mean, in my perfect world, the Raptors would have been wearing their regular red jersey and uniform instead of the one that said North on the front. But for anybody wondering, let me tell you, I'm just glad that the Raptors won. So whether they wore that or they wore a pink jersey with polka dots on it, I could care less. I'm just glad that the Raptors won. But I'm just saying, in a perfect world, did I really want to see the Raptors wearing a red jersey that said North on it in their championship series against the Golden State Warriors? No. So, and these earned uniforms, it's just like, meh, whatever. So then when you add a throwback, you can wear up to like 6 different uniforms in a year. And possibly, if you do a Christmas uniform, which I can't remember if the NBA really did any Christmas type thing this past Christmas because I didn't watch. But say a team does a Christmas uniform. So, you've got your association, you've got your icon, you've got your statement, you've got your city. Oh, and you've got your earned one because you made the playoffs last season. And you've got a throwback on top of that. And say you got a Christmas uniform. Now you've got 7 different uniforms in one season. I don't know about you viewers out there, but I certainly feel that is extraordinarily excessive and just too much. It's too much. I mean, do I want to see a team with classic uniforms such as the Boston Celtics constantly changing their uniforms all the time? As often as most people change their underwear in a week? No. I mean, if they want to wear something different once in a blue moon, I'm not really going to complain. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that have liked the Celtics' black alternate uniforms they've worn over the years. But do I want to constantly see a team with classic white and Kelly green jerseys like the Celtics wearing these different new modern uniform designs all the time? No. I even remember the Boston Celtics having a gray alternate, and honestly, I just thought to myself, this is just stupid. And it did, and in my opinion, I did not like it at all. And then you see, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves did some uniform inspired by Prince, the musician. And it was actually not bad. I did like the one that I remember, if I remember correctly. I believe it was black, correct me if I'm wrong. And I thought that, to maybe wear a few games every year, if you're going to do it, okay. It was okay. But, do I really want to see all these teams having all these different jerseys all the time? No. And every year, they at least get one new one new city or statement uniform, and it's just like, oh my God, it's just too much. I mean, there's no consistency. I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to do all of these uniforms, the teams should have to keep them for at least 2 or 3 years before they sub them out. Because some of them, it seems like they switch one out every year now, just for jersey sales. And I just think it's so excessive. It's just too much, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure some people out there just love it. And if you do, I mean, to each their own. But for me, I prefer consistency. And honestly, I would prefer if teams only had maybe 1 or 2 alternate uniforms in an entire season. But, if they're going to allow teams to have so many different uniforms, they need to make things, in my opinion, more consistent. Where instead of everybody just wearing whatever the hell they want and giving us some of these god-awful color versus color matchups, there needs to be some real consistency where there's more games where teams actually have to wear proper contrasting uniforms, like, say, color versus white or color versus yellow or gold or whatever you want to call it. Or if you're going to do a color versus color, like, I think maybe there should just be one day a week where there's color versus color. Where it's not so all the time. Or just for, like, say, maybe just weekends only. I mean, keep things more consistent. And then, if you say you make the playoffs and you get to have a new alternate design to sell more jerseys, well, perhaps they should make it so that you have to keep even your earned uniform for a couple of seasons before you can get a new one. I think that's fair. I mean, even the statement and city uniforms, like, I think that a team should have to keep it for at least 2 seasons before they change it. At least make it super... make it more consistent, because it's super annoying in my opinion. And I just think it's excessive. I mean, honestly, I've even heard an argument about people have said regarding NFL teams wearing a new helmet design for, like, say, a Color Rush uniform, and the idea of that, where people say that, oh, well, that could dilute a brand. Well, I kind of, thinking about it now, I wonder if maybe I kind of think that I could honestly argue or say to you guys that I think that's a valid argument here. Matter of opinion, of course, but I'm sorry, but seeing a team wearing as many as 6 or more uniforms in a year? I mean, if, like, say you're celebrating like a 100th or a 50th or a 75th anniversary, and you want to wear a bunch of special uniforms, go right ahead. Even the Montreal Canadiens of the National Hockey League did it for their 100th anniversary, for Christ's sake. That was great. But do I want to see every goddamned NBA team wearing a zillion different uniforms every season and constantly getting at least one new design every year? No. It's just too much. It's too excessive. And I feel like the NBA uniform rules are far too relaxed. And on top of that, dear NBA, for the love of God, please do away with these association and icon uniform classifications and have a regular designated home and away uniform. I mean, that would be a good start, where you have a main home and a main away, and then you have your alternates. Not just association, icon, city, statement, earned, throwback, and whatever the hell we want because we want to. And, oh, well, let's just show up and, wear purple when the other guys are going to wear red, or navy blue when the other people are going to wear, say, dark green, for example. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, folks. I just think it's just gotten a little bit out of hand, and I've really wanted to rant about this for a while. But as I said earlier, for those of you who want to see more basketball videos from me, don't expect any more anytime soon, because I got a lot I got to catch up on with everything that I cover already. But I've just really wanted to cover this, because what has been going on in the NBA over the past couple of years has been driving me crazy as a sports fan and as a person who really follows sports jerseys. I mean, it's gotten excessive. It's just gotten to be too much. But anyways, you guys, I'm sure there'll be people that disagree with me, and if you do, that's totally fine. And I'd love to hear what you guys think if you've watched this video for the entire duration of it. I know I've been talking for over a half an hour, but in my opinion, it's totally worth the time sitting down and doing this. But anyways, with that, you guys, if you've got anything you want to add, I'd love to hear what other people think about this topic, and not just what I think. I always enjoy hearing differing opinions from other people and hearing what you guys have to say about this. But anyways, you guys, on that note, folks, I'm going to call this a wrap on this video. I hope that you've all enjoyed this video. And of course, as always, you guys, take care. And of course, as I always say, bye for now.